Manny Pacquiao, you're not on my level. Manny Pacquiao, you will never be on my level. Period. Simple and plain. Accept the loss and say, you know what, Mayweather, you know what? You was the better fighter. It's okay to be number two. It's okay to be right behind me.
Floyd was in his prime. That would have been incredible to see which style's superior. Because Floyd would move towards you like this, he would just get right up on you. But just show you how good Floyd really is. Because the fact that he's won decisions by, playing it safe.
In a shocking moment that left fans and even Joe Rogan stunned, Floyd Mayweather sent a serious warning to his old rival Manny Pacquiao during his recent chat on the Joe Rogan Experience. What started as a calm talk about legacy and greatness quickly turned tense when Mayweather, with his usual swagger, took a shot at Pacquiao's rumored comeback. Rogan was caught off guard as Mayweather made one thing clear: if Pacquiao is really planning to get back in the ring with him, he better be ready for a harsh reality check.
I don't have that in my mind right now because my focus on Saturday. I always say one at a time. Let's talk about that after the fight, and let me focus this coming fight, because this is not an easy opponent. Like, he's a champion. He's taller than me, so I have to be ready 100% mentally, 100% physically, and 100% of course, like the way I pray to God.
To really get why Mayweather's warning hit so hard, we need to look back at the famous rivalry between these two boxing icons: Mayweather, who's 50-0, and Pacquiao, with 60 wins, have always been seen as two of the best fighters of their time. Their long-awaited clash in May 2015, called the fight of the century, made huge money and broke records. Even though Mayweather won by unanimous decision, fans and experts still argue about the result, pointing to Pacquiao's injured shoulder.
His left hand was fast, his right hand was fast, and he was throwing them both fast and strong. But when it's all said and done, he was a beat fighter. From round one, he knew it. I can't beat Floyd Mayweather. 6 days before the fight, he boxed 4 rounds. And if you go look, when he came out to Las Vegas, he was throwing combinations. Everything seemed just fine. Waving to the crowd, both hands. Manny Pacquiao, you're not on my level. Manny Pacquiao, you will never be on my level. Period. Simple and plain. If you lost, accept the loss and say, you know what, Mayweather, you know what? You was the better fighter. You was the better fighter. It's okay to be number two. It's okay to be right behind me. It's okay.
For years, Pacquiao kept pushing for a rematch, saying he wasn't fully fit and promising he could beat the unbeaten champ. But Mayweather kept shutting him down, choosing instead to enjoy retirement, take on easy exhibition fights, and grow his brand even bigger.
Pacquiao shares his thoughts on a rematch with Floyd Mayweather.
In the future, would you ever do a rematch versus Floyd Mayweather?
I'm active. He's not, so hard to say.
If he were to be active, would you consider?
If he wants, I don't think he will fight.
This next year, I hope to see you here in Japan again with a big fight against
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather, yeah.
The rivalry between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao is one of the biggest and richest in boxing history, lasting more than 10 years. Their fight in 2015 was the result of years of hype, talks, and fans begging for it to happen. Talks about the fight first started around 2009, when both were at the top of their game, but arguments over drug testing and promotion problems kept delaying it for years.
Any version of Mayweather would have always beaten Pacquiao, in my opinion. I think Mayweather would have always done what's necessary for Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao had a greater career, but I think Mayweather's a better fighter. And I think Mayweather had the right things for somebody like Pacquiao. I mean, he had the right one-punch speed. He had the right IQ. He was bigger than Manny with longer arms. He had great feet. It's just a kryptonite for Manny Pacquiao. I personally thought so.
Manny Pacquiao spoke about that he shouldn't have.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather, yeah.
Because it's a time and a place for everything. I'm not gonna say he's right and I'm not gonna say he's wrong. You know, but it's so crazy. When he spoke about it, I could have easily came out and said, yeah, you spoke about it. I ain't have to say nothing. Just by you saying my name, they gave me a check for $4 million. He said my name when he didn't supposed to. Remember I said, it's a time and a place for any and everything.
In a strange interview that quickly went viral, boxing legend Pacquiao claimed he actually beat Floyd Mayweather. Speaking seriously, the A-Division world champ said that if you watch their 2015 mega fight in slow motion, you can see I landed more punches. Fans were shocked by his bold claim, sparking new arguments about the controversial fight that Mayweather won by unanimous decision. Pacquiao repeated that his shoulder injury held him back that night, but he says slow motion shows what really happened.
I went to the hospital and got operated with my
Yeah, you got an operation, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you posted a picture of
It really hurt.
Was he better or worse than you thought he was?
No, that's his style. Like, I knew it. But the thing is, I'm expecting that I won the fight because he didn't throw a lot of punches. I throw a lot of punches. And I reviewed the compy box, like slow motion from first round to 12 rounds. Like how many punches get connected and how many punches of him he connected. You know, that's boxing.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining or making, just it happened that way.
Yeah.
It happened to me many times.
Did you want a rematch with Floyd?
I'm still active. It's up to him if he.
You got a lot of slack for saying Manny Pacquiao is a better pound-for-pound fider than Floyd Mayweather. I actually disagreed with you.
Pacquiao wasn't able to make flyweight. He was a flyweight who won the lineal championship. So if that's not the most, or one of the 2 or 3 most impressive things in the history of boxing, the fact that he could move up, give me an example of another flyweight who was the lineal champion, moved up, won a bunch of titles in between, and then was that good as a welterweight. Pacquiao won lineal titles, indisputable, that's the man who beat the man, or else putting belts together. No one had ever done it before, ever. A lot of great flyweights. No one ever did that. No one ever came close to dreaming about doing that, and then Pacquiao did it. So the fact that Pacquiao is even competitive with Floyd Mayweather, who's one of the greatest pure boxers ever, I really don't have a horse in the race. I always thought Mayweather was going to beat Pacquiao. I never thought Pacquiao was going to beat him.
Joe Rogan was honestly amazed by how fit Floyd Mayweather still is at his age. During their talk, Rogan pointed out that Mayweather doesn't just look good, he still moves with the same quickness and sharpness that made him great in his prime. Rogan said Floyd's strict discipline, steady training, and clean lifestyle have really paid off. He admired how Mayweather stays in such top shape, saying it's rare to see a retired athlete keep that same level of focus and drive. For Rogan, Floyd is still an elite fighter, both physically and mentally.
Floyd Mayweather used to have these crazy workouts and he would crack open a Pepsi. And people are like, what the is he doing? Like, he's crazy. But no, he's not. He's smart. And you would think, like, there's no way this guy, he treats his body like a temple. But he does. That guy did it the right way. Never drank, never partied, would run home from the club at 2 o'clock in the morning. If boxing is hit and don't get hit, who's better than Floyd? How many people cracked him? Chain cracked him? My God, knocked his tooth out and then would carry it around on a necklace. That's
that second fight.
Even though Mayweather made hundreds of millions in his career, like many top athletes, he still has big financial responsibilities that need smart planning. His expensive lifestyle, business deals, taxes, and big entourage can drain money fast. Even for someone that rich, to stay stable, Mayweather wisely chose exhibition fights. These matches let him make huge money without the danger of real pro fights. By using his famous name and global brand, he keeps earning while staying healthy. This smart move not only keeps his bank account strong, but also proves he's a sharp businessman, in and out of the ring.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Rogan didn't hold back, saying Mayweather's fame didn't come from raw power like Mike Tyson's, but from his cocky attitude and arrogance. Rogan said Floyd dealt an image that annoyed a lot of people, and that's why fans paid to watch. Him, not because they loved him, but because they wanted to see him lose. This trick worked for pay-per-view sales, but it also built a fan base driven.
Again, this John Gotti III, who is a very good up-and-coming MMA fighter. So, he has all the weapons, takedowns, submissions, kicks, all that jazz. But he's choosing to fight Floyd in a boxing fight just for money, just like Conor McGregor did. It's really a trick. He gets these people to box with him. They have no business boxing with him. And he's making millions and millions of dollars doing this way after his competitive career is over.
Well,
which is,
I guess he's earned that right.
Hey, man, he's a genius. He really is a genius. He's a genius in figuring out a way to keep making money. And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but I want to show you.
Rogan called the whole thing wild as Mayweather controlled the ring and toyed with Gotti, leading to chaos when Gotti kept holding on and ignored the ref's orders. Rogan said Gotti was backing up the whole fight and just kept clinching while Mayweather hit him with sharp counters. But the real drama happened in the rematch in Mexico when Mayweather landed a long right hook. That was clearly legal. The ref wrongly called it illegal, and Rogan was furious. He said the first ref was awful and should have been fired on the spot. Get him out of here. Floyd was 100% right, Rogan said.
See the Mayweather Gotti thing yesterday? So John Gotti, the mobster, his grandson,
the brawl,
he was holding. So Floyd is just piecing him up. Even at 46, he's the greatest of all time. And this kid is really an MMA fighter. He's a tough guy. He caught Floyd a couple times with some little shots, but mostly he's just getting boxed up by literally the greatest boxer of all time. But he was holding on quite a bit and wouldn't let go and was trying to hold and clinch and hit, which is something you can do in MMA. So he's protecting himself from Floyd, but he's not letting go. And so Kenny Bayless gets tired of him not listening and not letting go, and he pushes him off and he says, that's it, I'm stopping this fight. That's it. You won't listen to me, I am calling this fight. So he goes crazy and gets away from Kenny Bayless and just starts wailing punches at Floyd. Look at this, Floyd catches him with a counter right there. Bang! It became a melee.
In a recent interview, former world champ Ricky Hatton gave his honest thoughts on the never-ending Mayweather versus Pacquiao debate. Hatton, who faced both legends at their peak, said Pacquiao was more aggressive and explosive, but Mayweather's defense and ring smarts made him the better all-around boxer. Hatton explained that Mayweather's skill to shut down opponents and adjust during a fight gave him the clear advantage. While he respects both fighters, Hatton said Mayweather's unbeaten record and technical skills put him ahead when it comes to strategy, control, and beating opponents again. And
he fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. You know what I mean? When I see him getting knocked out by Pacquiao on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, it's in the top 10 of the most destructive knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit past myself back in the day. I'd had one or two. I wasn't a master of defence like Floyd Mayweather. I'd take 4 to get one in sometimes, And,
I'm the same, Ricky.
And in between fights, I'd be up in weight, down in weight, up and down in weight. On the lash and and all that stuff and that. So wasn't looking after my body like an athlete probably should have done. And I think I was, by the time I got in the ring for the Manny Pacquiao thing, I was a little more a shell of myself. But I think when I fought Floyd, I was a little bit more something like, you know what I mean? Yeah, but when I fought Manny, I think the light had burnt out, yeah.
George Kambosos Jr. once had the chance to train with Manny Pacquiao, and he says those training sessions changed him a lot. He often talks about how he didn't just learn how to throw punches. He learned about mindset, discipline, and pushing past his limits. According to Kambosos, Pacquiao's lessons weren't just physical. He showed him that boxing is just as much mental as it is physical by watching Pacquiao train. Kambosos learned how to mix speed.
Having trained with Manny Pacquiao had to be a huge asset for you, because even though Bay was probably your biggest name opponent up until then, you'd been. How many rounds had you done with Manny?
250 rounds over 3 world title campaigns. So
it started with the Jeff Horn fight?
It did, yeah. When when Jeff got, obviously, the fight with Manny Pacquiao, I was in Los Angeles, and I was sparring his ex-sparring partners, Jose Ramirez and Ray Beltran. I was doing 5-on-5, and these guys are good fighters, former world champions. And Freddie come over and goes, you know, Manny's got the Jeff Horn fight. So yeah, I'm hearing about it. He goes, well, you're sparring his sparring partners. How would you like to go against your countrymen and help Manny prepare? I said, Freddie, I'm all in. You know, I know he's my countryman, but this is an opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah,
Manny's my idol.
You can't pass that up.
So I had a fight a couple of weeks after the sparring sessions that I impressed and got the opportunity. So I still had to win that fight against Camille Bala in New Zealand. And in between that fight, I got a really bad cut on my eye. And the first thing that went to my head was, I got to sparring with Manny Pacquiao in a week and a half. I go, now this cut might stop it. So I wasn't even thinking about the opponent or thinking about the fight. I knew I was going to win this fight by any means, but I was thinking about my opportunity against Manny Pacquiao. But you know, we got there.
Did
we
you
went
super glue
over.
it?
We got the stitches.
Yeah.
A week after the stitches came out, I was putting so much vitamin E cream and every bit of, you know, theory that I could find on the internet to make sure it closed up good. And
Mayweather has always been serious about protecting his legacy as an undefeated champ. This focus has sometimes caused controversy, especially when people compare him to other great fighters. One example came from YouTuber Showbiz the Adult, who shared a story about Mayweather getting defensive when someone said Pacquiao might be greater. According to him, Mayweather fired back by accusing Pacquiao of using performance-enhancing drugs. This shows just how much Mayweather cares about his place in boxing history and how sensitive he can be when anyone questions it.
Here we go. Who's greater than me? I said, Sugar Ray Robinson. He said, Sugar Ray Robinson, how many wins he got? I said, he got like over 150 wins. He stopped for a minute. He said, but who got more championship titles, me or him? I said, hold on, Floyd. He said, answer the question. I said, Floyd, there's more titles now than then. There was just one then. That's no fair. Answer the question. I said, okay, you. Do I not have 28 titles? And I was just like, I don't know. He said, oh, you're supposed to be the expert. But the reason why I said that is because there's minor and major titles. Who else greater than me? I said, Henry Armstrong, Roberto Duran. He said, oh my God. He said, you said something about Pacquiao. Yeah, I said, I think you'll beat Pacquiao every day of the week, but I think he had a greater career. He said, you ain't think Pacquiao was on steroids? I said, he didn't fail any tests, Floyd. He said, look at me in my eyes. I can't say, man, he didn't fail. He said, oh man, you failed. I saw that as a initiation. This is what you about to get. Nobody's greater than Floyd. My thing is, he should feel that way, but you can't expect everybody to feel that you're the greatest, Floyd.
Joe Rogan has often shared his disappointment about the timing of the long-awaited Mayweather vs. Pacquiao fight, saying it happened years too late. Looking back at the 2015 showdown, Rogan thinks if the fight had happened when both were in their prime, maybe during a huge global event like the Riyadh season, it could have made boxing history. Instead, it didn't live up to the hype, partly because Pacquiao fought with a bad shoulder. With UFC veteran Jorge Masvidal by his side, Rogan said the fight lost its chance to become a truly legendary moment in combat sports.
Some great fights never take place, or they take place too late, like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They fought too late. I mean, if that fight could have been arranged by Riyadh season, they probably would have caught them both in their prime, and it would have been chaos.
Yeah, Manny was done before that ever started.
And he also had a blown shoulder going into the fight.
Yeah.
He needed shoulder surgery before the fight even started.